All right, so I kind of wanted to try a different intro. Like I feel like, hey everybody, it's Harrison here. It's like so just generic. So let's try a few different ones to see what they sound like. What's up YouTube? It's Harrison here. And today we're gonna, all right. What's up YouTube? What's good YouTube? Hey friends. Oh, hey friends. I like hey friends. All right, so hi friends, it's Harrison here. And today we're gonna be talking about how I feel that I fit in with the LGBTQ community, because sometimes I feel like I don't fit in. It's been something that's been on my mind for the past like year and a bit, that I feel like I'm in limbo. And I feel that I identified as one thing and that made me feel a sense of community, but then I stopped identifying as it and I lost that sense of community and feeling like my place in this world has been questioned. Not to get too dramatic, but this is my video diary. This is me just talking to you guys, sharing my feelings, because if I'm feeling this way, I'm sure that somebody else is feeling that way. And if I can help in my own little way to say you're not alone and to talk about how I overcame things, hopefully you can maybe translate it into your own life. So this is the whole point of this. So today we're gonna be talking about feelings. Something that's been on my mind since I came out as trans was losing my identity as a gay woman. So I identified as a gay woman, and then I started to come out as a trans man, as a straight trans man. And I felt that I lost my identity, and I lost part of that piece of me that was, yes, a woman. And then I also lost a piece of me that was gay. That was a huge part of my identity. That was where I felt that I fit in with my community, was the gay community. The majority of my friends are gay, play hockey, and women's hockey, and it's the LGBTQ community within that is huge, but it's mostly gay women. So the majority of the teams that I've been on, it's been about 50-50. So 50% are gay women and 50% are straight women. And I always felt that I was connected with the gay women group. So I would identify with the gay women. And whenever we would talk about things as a team, like this little mongrel. Whenever we would talk about things as a team and our experiences, obviously the straight women and the gay women had different experiences. And I always felt that I vibed with the gay women experience and could talk on that and identify with that. But then when we started to have more conversations, when I started to come out as trans and I started to kind of come into my own masculinity, the conversation shifted. It was like, Harrison, you're not part of the gay girl, you're not part of the gay group, you're not gay. You're a straight trans man. So you talk about your experiences with the straight girls, and it wasn't any segregation or anything like that. Nobody was like, you can't sit with us because you're not gay anymore. Like, it wasn't like that at all. But it really did open my eyes to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm not part of this group anymore. And I felt this sense of loss. And I felt this sense of not knowing who I was anymore, because I had identified with being a gay woman and I identified with all my friends. I started to feel alone. I started to feel like I didn't have anyone to share my experiences with. I didn't have anybody that was going through the same thing as me. And I felt lost in my friend group. I felt lost in my hockey dressing room. I felt lost in my LGBTQ community because I was no longer gay. But I was transgender, but I was a straight trans man. And if I was cisgender, I would be a straight cisgender man, and I would simply be an ally. I wouldn't be part of this community. Like, am I a fraud being in this community? Like, who am I? And it was really weird. It was very strange to feel part of this community. Like, the LGBTQ community was my home. The majority of my relationships are through the LGBTQ community, and the LGBTQ community has welcomed me with open arms, like pride festivals, going to gay bars, like cruising tangos in Toronto. Like, that place is where I found out who I was, or who I thought I was. And I didn't feel connected to it anymore. I felt like my whole world was kind of spiraling, and it was very strange. But now I feel connected. And I feel that I've found who I am. But I had to do that by myself. For those of you who don't know, Carly and I are no longer together. It was a mutual decision, and all love and respect for each other, but it just wasn't working out. But it gave me a lot of time to be by myself. I have been in many long-term relationships where I didn't really have the chance to find out who I was when it wasn't defined by somebody else. And this is the first time where I've ever felt secure being single and secure being alone. It's a really freeing experience, but it's allowed me to figure out who I am. It's allowed me to figure out where I fit in. When I came out as trans, my dating pool was different. When I first came out, I still felt that my type was gay women, and I felt that I was a straight trans man. I was attracted to women, but the only women that I had been with were gay women. And when I came out as trans, all my sexual interests, I would ask, oh, are they gay? Like, even though I identify as a man, I still feel like they need to be gay to want to be with me. And I felt like that for a long time. And I felt that I was a fraud in my way of still identifying as a gay woman, but still identifying as a trans woman, and still being with women that only strictly were with women, but they were with me. And it was just a very confusing time for me when Carly and I had broken up, and I was thinking about other partners and who I wanted to be with. This past year has been really great for me to really own being Harrison and really figure out what being Harrison means, and like find my masculinity, find out who I am. And the more that I've become confident with that identity, the less that gay women see me as a woman. Everybody, mostly in my life, sees me as a man. Gay women are not as interested in me as they used to be, and I'm frankly not as interested in them as I used to be as well. So the dating scene has really actually helped me find out who I am. And now when I'm talking about my interests, I don't ask if they're gay anymore. I ask, are they queer? Are they open to being with a trans man? Instead of just, are they gay? And I think that goes to show how comfortable I am with myself now, and how much I see myself as a man, how much I feel in my soul that I'm a man, and I feel that I'm exuding that. And so I have made peace with losing the gay woman community. Not losing them, but not being a part of it. I've come to peace with that. I no longer identify with that at all. It was part of my past, but it's not who I am now. And I don't identify as a straight trans man anymore. I identify as a queer trans man, because I feel that my preferences are open to anybody now. Now that I'm in tune with my masculinity, I feel that I could be with masculinity if I wanted to. I'm not threatened by it anymore. It's really interesting that it took me to be alone. It took me to not be with somebody to really figure out who I am, and I'm glad that I took the time to do that. So I guess the whole point of this video is to just kind of talk about that it's okay to feel lost. It's okay to lose your sense of community and not know where you fit in. I went through it and it was very scary. I didn't know if I was ever gonna feel like I fit in. I didn't know if I was ever gonna feel like I felt whole. And I'm not saying that I've figured out exactly who I am yet, but I'm getting there. And it's really interesting to see myself grow and to feel myself grow. To just know that if you're going through this sense of not knowing who you are, you will figure it out. It takes self-reflection. It takes time for you to be alone. It takes time for you to really look at yourself and say, who am I? Who do I want to be? I was able to do that in the past few months, and it was really eye-opening. So now I feel that I'm connected to the LGBTQ community, but not just with the T. I'm connected to the queer aspect of it too. And it's really great to have this sense of community again. And I'm glad that I kept wading through the water. I'm glad that I kept fighting through to figure out who I was, because I'm so much happier now. I have so much clarity, and I just want to share that feeling with you all, and to know that if you're feeling like I did at the beginning of the video, it's okay. It will get better. So anyways, that's my little rant for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and take care.